Again, good morning to everybody, and welcome to our second back activity for today, the pre-bid conference of the four infra projects for fiscal year 2024. To proceed with the activity, may we have the roll call of attendance again? Ma'am Loretet.
Roll call of attendance for our Paved conference. Let's welcome our back chairman, Engineer Cheryl Ann B. Gonzalez. Back vice chairman, Engineer Jovencio Espada Jr. Back members, Engineer Maria Lucia N. Runes, Engineer Clyde M. Estrella. For our back TWG, Engineer Adelaida C. Hapson, Engineer John Roland Apigo, Engineer Mark Joseph D. Calica, Engineer Fernando A. Gonzalez, Engineer Mark Thomas P. Sibayan. Head of Back Secretariat, Leoncio S. Abad Jr. Back Secretariat, Engineer Loribel Ann Cipriaso Garcia, yours truly, Raven Joy Q. Marquez, Manuel J. S. Gregorio, Camille Natan. In view of the retirement of Engineer Evelyn G. Quinzad, former Chief of Planning and Design Section, effective October 1, 2023, Engineer Clyde M. Estrella, Chief Construction Section, will be the provisional member, back member, for your information.
Okay, so since we have a quorum, I now call to order the pre-bid of four infra projects, which are 24 AE 003, 24 AE 0022, 24 AE 0034, and 24 AE 0036.
Again, good morning. Uh, Welcome again to this pre-bid conference of four infra projects. This pre-bid conference shall be held at least 12 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids, but not earlier than 7 calendar days from the PDF's posting of the invitation to bid. This pre-bid conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain the different aspects of the project of the procuring entity with the prospective bidders, the eligibility requirements, technical and financial components, including the questions and clarification raised by the prospective bidders before and during the pre-bid conference. Agenda for this pre-bid conference are the following: the brief presentation, explanation of uh, the project to be bid, the requirements, the review of requirements of bidding documents, review of documents to be submitted by the bidders, explanation of the criteria and procedure of the eligibility check, detailed evaluation of bids, post qualification and award. The next agenda. Also the questions and comments from the bidders and the representatives, the other matters, and the summary of proceedings. We will now start the bid conference. The bid presentation, explanation of the project to be discussed by the planning engineers. May we now start the discussion, please?
Yeah. For our first project, uh, 24 AE 0003, Project Information, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Secondary Roads, San Fernando Bypass Road, Kilometer 267 plus 3152 to Kilometer 268 plus 10. Location, San Fernando City, La Union. Appropriation is 12,688,000 with an ABC of 12,434,240 pesos. Duration is 85 calendar days and the target length is 1.362 lane kilometers. Scope of works, removal of existing asphalt, removal of existing PCCP, earthworks, construction of PCCP 280 millimeters thick, construction of single arm roadway lighting 8 meters pole, LED, 80 watts. For the last one is thermoplastic pavement markings, white and yellow. For the references and attachments, as shown. For the programs of work, Part B, other general requirements, B.5 for the billboards, B.71, B.81, B.9. For Part C, earthwork, 1011 for the removal, 102 for the excavation, 103 structure excavation, 104 embankment from excavation, 1047 gravel fill, 105 subgrade preparation, Part D 200 item 200 aggregate sub-base course, Part E surface course, item 311 E1 PCCB 0.28 meters thick for 14 days. Part F, bridge construction. This is for the construction of pedestal of the street lights. 404 and 405, RSB and structural concrete. Part H, pavement markings and the street light 6241A1. The typical cross section, 6.7 meters width, carriageway, 3.35 per lane. Thickness of PCCP is 280 mm and the aggregate sub-base course is 200 mm. A straight line diagram. For the two street lights, this is the location. Geotag photos. Start and intermediate. And that's all. No questions.
So good morning to each and every one of us. So the next project is 24 EE 0022 with the title Construction, Maintenance of Flood Mitigation Structures and Drainage Systems construction of flood mitigation structure along Barangay Napaset, Luna, La Union. So with an appropriation of 85,982,000, with an ABC of 84,262,360, and a duration of 311 calendar days, considering all the Sundays, holidays, and rainy days. Scope of work, so it's a completion of 650 linear meter of dike and revetment at right bank. So we have here the program of works. So for part A, we have here the A118, the provision of fielding office for the engineers, which is rental basis. Then for part B, we have here the billboard for both DPWH and COA, and we also have here B71, occupational safety and health, and B9, mobilization and demobilization. Then for part D, we have here the reinforced concrete portion. 901C, structural concrete, 3000 PSI, class A for 28 days. Then 9021A, reinforcing steel, which is the form, and grade 40. Then we also have 9031, formworks and false works. Then for part A, finishing and other civil works, we have here at item 10.71, cement plaster finish, which is 50 millimeters thick. And then for part LA, 1702 clearing and grading, 17021A structure excavation, common soil, 17041A embankment from roadway structure excavation, and then 17041B embankment from borough. Then for part LB bank and slope protection works, we have 1710 2A grouted riprap class A. Then we also have here the 1716 and 171612 the structural steel sheet piles furnished and driven. So for the computation of the project duration, as what I've mentioned before, we have considered the days that falls under Sundays, holidays, and rainy days. Incorporating those one and then adding to the interpolated calendar days based on the Department Order number 71 series of 2013, we come up with 311 calendar days. So for the references and attachments, so we are following significant department orders as well as the updated labor rate CMPD, which was issued by the central office. So we have here the plans and drawings. And we have here the typical cross section. So for the items of work, we have here dito yung nasabi ko kanina yung 1027-1, yung 7 plaster finish, which is 50 millimeter thick. Yung structural concrete, so that composes of our capping beam and the 1 meter slant height na nabuhusan ko. And then same goes through with item 9021A, reinforcing steel, dun po sa capping beam and then so naka-slant na 1 meter length. In 17021A, structure excavation, embankment from Boro, and then we also have here 17102A, grouted riprap, which is class A. So yung sheet piles po natin is 6 meters. Z-type sheet pile. So we have here the perspective and the actual site condition. Thank you. So for the next project, we have 24AE0034 entitled Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP Construction Completion of Hangar at San Fernando Airport, Barangay Canaoay, City of San Fernando, La Union. So project information, we have here the appropriation of 6 million and with an ABC of 5,940,000 and the duration of 165 calendar days. So the main scope of work here is more on finishing works. So we have here the scope of work specific, so embankment of 100 mm common borough to even existing floor condition. So based kasi dun sa actual site condition po, may uneven po yung mismong flooring. So we need to introduce embankment. Then we also have here gravel fill of 75 mm on a slab on fill concrete on the existing building. And then 200 mm thick concrete slab on fill with 100 mm RSB 10 mm RSP, sorry. Reinforcement bars both ways, top and bottom. We also have here the plumbing works consisting of pipes and fittings, fixtures, and water supply, specifically yung well po. Then construction of septic tank, electrical works including fixtures, lightings, pipes, and fittings, as well as your wirings. For plastering works, painting works, masonry, and concrete. And for masonry, we considered walls and ceilings. Then for steel works, painting works for steel, we have considered louver and then the steel doors. Doors and windows, steel louver windows, ventilation works, which is one unit aircon for briefing room. Then waterproofing, exterior walls along the perimeter of the building. So application of topping with other on the slab for the hangar parking and supply room. Tile works for briefing room and comfort rooms. Installation of aluminum composite panel and then for the removal of portion of long span wall for louver installation. So we have here the final program of works. For part B, we have also here the project billboard for both for DPWH and COA and B7 occupational safety and health program. Then for part C, for earthworks, we have here the structure excavation, common soil, the embankment from borough, and then the gravel field. Then for structural concrete, we have the 901C, the structural concrete 3000 PSI, class A, 28 days. Then we also have here the reinforcing steel, the form grade 40, and then lastly formworks and false works. Then for finishing and other civil works, we have here the plumbing works, ceiling 4.5 millimeter fiber cement board on metal frame, aluminum glass window, sliding, owning, and fixed type. And then for frames, jam steel head transoms and mullions. For doors, which is wooden panel. Then waterproofing cement bases, glaze tiles and trims, and glaze tiles, cement floor finish, cement plaster finish. Then painting works for both masonry and steel. Then aluminum cladding, PVC doors and frames, metal structures. Then under your electrical works, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings for wires and wiring devices, panel board with main branch and breakers, lighting fixtures and lamps. And lastly, for mechanical, we have here your ventilating equipment, which composes of our air conditioning unit. So, as what I've mentioned before, all our program works was based on the significant department orders and the updated CMPD labor rates and ASIL rates of the central office. Again, for the calendar days, we have also considered the presence of the Sundays, holidays, and rainy days. So we have here the plans and drawings. So we have here the floor plan, and we have here the perspective view. And for our perspective view, unfortunately, these roll-up doors are not part of the scope of the project. So we have here the existing hangar. Thank you. And for the last project, we have the contract ID 24AE0036, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP Construction Completion of Multi-Purpose Building, Barangay Canaoay, City of San Fernando, La Union, with an appropriation of 3 million and then a project duration of 137 calendar days. So based on the department order, we come up with 113 calendar days plus your 24 days, which composes of our Sundays, holidays, and rainy days. Then we come up with 137 calendar days. So we have here the site. So we have here the floor plan. So the building was already existing. So yung ground floor po natin was already fully finished. And then our second floor is meron na po yung mga perimeter walls pero wala pa siyang finishes as well as our comfort rooms sa the second floor wala pa rin po. The building is 11.20 by 7.30 meters. So we have here the perspective. So as you can see, both on the ground floor and the second floor, we are going to introduce the presence of your aluminum cladding as well as the moldings of the barangay name as well as the logo. Again, for the ground floor, existing na po yung fully finished na lang po siya, and then ang additional lang po dyan is yung ating aluminum cladding. So we have here the final program of works. For part B, we have the billboards both for DPWH and COA, the occupational safety and health, and then for earthworks, we have the removal of structures and obstructions. So, dun sa side po, existing na po yung ceiling ng second floor. But since we are going to introduce a roofing, yung ceiling po kasi nila doon is was supported by the existing covered court. So if you're going to make or do our roofing works, that will be affected. So we decided to remove and replace the existing ceiling of the second floor. And then for plain and reinforced concrete works, so 903 we have here the formworks and forest works. And then for finishing and other civil works, we have plumbing works, ceiling, 4.5 mm fiber cement board on metal frame, and then ceiling on metal frame, pre-painted metal panel or expandable po natin. Then we have here the moldings, your building lane po na stainless steel. Then for aluminum frame glass doors, swing type, aluminum glass windows, sliding type and owning type. Then for fabricated metal roofing accessory, so meron tayong flashing, gutters, as well as the rim type long span. Then we also have here the glaze tiles and trims, then glaze tiles, cement plaster finish, painting works for both masonry and steel, the polycarbonate sheets panels, which was located on the rear part and the frontage of the building. So we also have here aluminum cladding, as what I've mentioned before. PVC doors and frames, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel 150 mm. Since hindi pa po existing or hindi pa po laid out yung CHB ng for comfort rooms ng second floor. Then we also have here structural steel. It composes of our trusses, our purlins, and base plates. And then we have here the railings. Then for electrical works, we have here conduits, boxes, and fittings, wires and wiring devices, panel board with main and branch breakers, as well as our lighting fixtures. And then for mechanical, we have the ventilating equipment, which composes of our air conditioning unit, and so on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jason, for the presentation of the state, the PB, scheduled PB project. The second agenda is the review of requirements of bidding documents to be discussed by Engineer Roman Sibayan.
For 24 AE0003 with a contract name Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Road, Secondary Road, San Fernando Bypass Road, San Fernando Bypass Road, kilometer 267 plus 315 to kilometer 268 plus 010. With a bid docs fee of 25,000 pesos only. Advertisement of invitation to bid is from September 26 to October 2. Issuance of bidding documents is September 26 to October 17. Pre-bid conference is today, October 3, 2023, and receipt and opening of bids is on October 17, 2023. The required pickup license for this contract is as follows. Should size range is small b, license category C and D, largest single project, less than or equal to 15 million, and the allowable range is up to 30 million. The category of work is RRP, Roads Rehabilitation PCCP. Minimum work experience requirements for key personnel, one project manager with a 2 years work minimum work experience, one project engineer with a minimum of 2 years work experience, one materials engineer with a DPWH materials engineer accreditation, and one construction foreman with a minimum of 2 years minimum experience. For the minimum major equipment, two dump truck, one backhoe with breaker, one payloader, one bulldozer, one backhoe, one motorized road grader, one vibratory roller, one water truck or pump, one concrete vibrator, one concrete saw, one cargo truck, one boom truck, one telescopic man lift. For 24 AE 0022, construction and maintenance of flood mitigation structure and drainage system, construction of flood mitigation structure along Barangay Napaset, Luna, La Union, with a bid docs fee of 50,000 pesos only. Advertisement of invitation to bid is from September 26 to October 2. Issuance of bidding documents is from September 26 to October 17. Pre-bid conference is on October 3 and receipt and opening of bids is on October 17, 2023. The required pickup license for this contract is as follows. Size range medium A, license category B, largest single project above 15 million up to 75 million, allowable range up to 150 million. The category of work is FCBPS. Minimum work experience for key personnel, one project manager with a minimum of 2 years work experience, one project engineer with a minimum of 2 years work experience, one materials engineer with a DPWH materials engineer accreditation, and one construction foreman with a minimum of 2 years work experience. For the minimum major equipment requirements, one backhoe, two dump truck, one vibro hammer, one water truck, one bagger mixer, one concrete vibrator, one cargo truck, one low bed trailer truck, one payloader, one bulldozer, one road grader, and one vibratory roller. For 23 AE 0034, BIP construction of Hangar San Fernando Airport, Barangay Canaoay, City of San Fernando, La Union, with AB docs fee of 10,000 pesos. Advertisement of invitation to bid is from September 26 to October 2. Issuance of bidding documents September 26 to October 17. Pre-bid conference October 3. Receipt and opening of bids October 17. The required pickup license for this contract is as follows. Size range is small b. License category C and D. Largest single project less than or equal to 15 million. Allowable range up to 30 million. The category of work is BICWO PLC. Minimum work experience for key personnel, one project manager with minimum of 2 years work experience, one project engineer with minimum of 2 years work experience, one materials engineer with DPWH materials engineer accreditation, and one construction foreman with 2 years minimum work experience. The minimum major equipment requirements, one backhoe, one dump truck, one plate compactor, one bagger mixer, one bar cutter, one bar bender, one melting machine, one cutting outfit, and one truck mounted crane. For 23 AE 0036, BIP construction completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Canaoay, City of San Fernando, La Union, with AP docs fee of 5,000 pesos. Advertisement of invitation to bid September 26 to October 2. Issuance of bidding documents of September 26 to October 17. Pre-bid conference October 3. Receipt and opening of bids October 17. The required pickup license for this contract is as follows. Size range is small b. License category C and D. Largest single project less than or equal to 15 million. Allowable range is up to 30 million. The category of work is BICWO PLC. Minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel. One project manager, one project engineer, and one construction foreman with a minimum of 2 years work experience. One materials engineer with a DPWH materials engineer accreditation. And this is the minimum major equipment requirements. One dump truck, one backhoe, one water truck, one bagger mixer, one concrete vibrator, and one bar cutter. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Sibayan. The next agenda, the review of documents to be submitted by the leaders, explanation of the criteria and procedure for the eligibility check, detailed evaluation of bids, cost calculation and award to be discussed by Reverend.
For the documents to be submitted by the bidders, bid submission may be done manually or electronically. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in BDS ITB Clause 21 and DO number 87, series of 2020 for the procurement of civil works contract. All electronic bids must be sent to the email address dpwh.launion1@yahoo.com. Each bidder shall submit one original copy of the first and second components of its bid. The submission of bids through online submission to the given website or any other electronic means, the bidder shall submit an electronic copy of its bid, which must be digitally signed. An electronic copy that cannot be opened or is corrupted shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. For a checklist of technical and financial documents, for technical proposal, Class A documents, valid field registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. For the technical documents, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid except under conditions provided under the rules. And special take-up license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And original copy of bid security. For project requirements, you shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and/or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of the availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. For financial proposal, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other requirements under RA 9184. Original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities and duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating cash flow by quarter. For the criteria and procedure of the detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections, for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. The following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices: completeness, arithmetical corrections. For post-qualification, verification of legal requirements, technical requirements, qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH, and for financial requirements, audited financial statement, especially current assets and liabilities. Notes on the personnel and equipment requirements of the project. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. Second, he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications, as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding.
Okay, the next agenda will be the questions and comments from the prospective bidders. Any question from the bidder? No question. The next agenda, the other matters to be discussed by Engineer Roland Tapigo.
Good morning. For our quality assurance section requirements, first, the accreditation of the contractor's materials engineer assigned to the project should be valid during the project duration. Second, the contractor's materials engineer should prepare and submit the quality control program for the QCP to this office once they are issued with the notice to commence or the NTP, and this is to be reviewed and checked by the WH materials engineer. Third, all construction materials that are listed with minimum test requirements that are to be used in the project should be subjected to testing or to be issued with engineer certificate, whichever is specified based on Volume 2 and Department Order 49, Series of 2021, Volume 3 of our Department Blue Book. Lastly, this testing of materials is required to check its compliance to standards and specification during incorporation into work.
Okay, the last agenda will be the summary of the proceedings and additional information by the back chairman, Ma'am.
So I think all the necessary details regarding the four infra projects to be procured or bidded are already explained by the concerned engineers. So if there are no other questions on the regarding the projects from our visitors or prospective bidders who are present here, are there any other questions, sir? No? Oh, so if there is none, but in the future, if there are the prospective bidders will have questions, feel free to call the office or just email us through our DPWH website, maybe. So if there are no other questions or comments anymore, I now declare this back activity adjourned. Thank you.